I'm not quite sure why you're applauding. Jenny, can you come back up here, please? Yeah. Well, you're so much funnier than I am. This is it's so wonderful. Yes, I did. Unfortunately, it wasn't Trivial Pursuit. No, it was called, what was it? Oh, it was called Associated Porcupine. It was penny gold stocks, yeah. I made $12.
It's so nice to see you.
I love you. Yeah, I know. Wow, I look at these names up here and I'm going, I'm really young. I mean, no, I'm not saying they're. No, but I read the letter saying, a Lifetime Achievement Award, and I said, oh, it's all over. I didn't even know it had begun. It's all over. Thank you, Rod. Where did you go? Back to your... Oh, hi. Yes, Rod and I have known each other since our prepubescence. And I'm really glad that we become friends again and have maintained our friendships all the year. I will tell the story about Rod. Rod, as you know, is a wonderful actor, but he's also an intellectual. Did you ever know that? Yeah. And yes, we did play bridge together, and he had this idea that we were playing duplicate bridge. He said, we should probably win. We can take these suckers. This is in Stratford in the winter, right? And we joined this club, and he said, and I've got the perfect set of tools. It's called the One Club Convention. How many of you are bridge players? Yeah, just as well. It is a very confusing, comprehensive, very, very difficult technique to master. I went over to Rod's house one night, maybe a Tuesday night, and we were going to play on Wednesday night, and we spent about 45 minutes with the book, and then I had a couple of beers and said, we'll get them tomorrow night. The next night, I opened my hand, and I had what I thought was a one club opening, and I said one club, and Rod replied something, and I either didn't hear him or didn't understand. We were the worst team that night. That was the one and only time we played your one club convention. All of the things that we've done in Gananoque and beyond, Catherine and everybody else who participated, and there's so many of you here who have actually been there. It really was a labor of love, but really to begin with, it was a labor of work. I won't tell you the story because the gentleman is deceased, but I thought I was at home at Stratford. I'd been there for 5 seasons. I had a house. I had I was growing irises. Can you believe that? I had a cat. I mean, I was home. And to me, it felt home. And what was home about it were people like Rod and Robin and the company he put together and how much we loved the work, no matter how long it was, no matter how difficult it was. And some rehearsals were more difficult than others. God rest you in peace, Jackie. I'm very sorry. I'm still sorry. I will always be sorry. And then I got a call. Leon Major, I was going to be his assistant director on HMS Pinafore, and we've been working for months. And he called me, I don't know, February or something, and he said, I have some really bad news. I've just been assigned an assistant director. I said, what? We've been working for months. He said, no. The deal is you were considered one of Robin's boys, meaning part of the company, right? And they don't want any of them around anymore. And I remember thinking at that time, not just about myself and how sad I was that this era was coming to an end, but all of the other wonderful actors, speaking about myself, but who, Jenny, we were doing, Beggar's Opera in 1980, wonderful, wonderful stuff. and I wasn't going to be part of that anymore. And it took a little while, took about a year, but finally I said, you know what? I guess I better just recreate that feeling. I just better go somewhere. And I wanted to live in Eastern Ontario, so okay, now I live in Eastern Ontario. Now there's no work here, so what do? You create some work. And all of a sudden you create some more work, and you make phone calls to people you want to work with. And those people who come into the company and don't treat people the way you think they should be treated, they're not asked back. But those people who actually buy into what a glorious profession we're part of, and how much the communication we have with the audience is so important, not how much you're paid or who's got more lines or any of those silly things. And here we are, 30 some odd years later, and it seemed to work. Anyway, thank you very much.